Many of us want to raise resilient children. When I talk to parents and ask them, what do you want most for your children? And they'll say things like, I want them to have meaningful lives. I want them to be competent, caring, confident adults. What does that take? There's a study that was done by a psychologist called Amy Werner. And together with her colleagues, they wanted to find out the effect of certain life events on children. So they did a 40-year study, and they followed this group of children that were going through seriously stressful events. So there was mental illness in the family, there was history of abuse, there was family discord, and there was also substance abuse. And as they followed them over the 40 years, they wanted to find out, how did these children turn out later? 40 years later, they check on them again. Of course, it was ongoing, but at the end of it, they wanted to look at the specific measures of resilience. And they found out that 2 out of 3 of these children, now they were adults, ended up having behavioral problems. They ended up having mental illness and substance abuse. They abused substances. So obvious cause effect very directly. But it wasn't everyone. 2 out of 3 ended up with those challenges. But there was 1 out of 3 who ended up being caring, competent, and confident adults. And I always ask parents, would you like your children to end up being caring, competent, and confident? And they say, heck yeah. They're like, actually, I want to be a confident, caring, and competent adult. So they wanted to find out, what was it special? What was special about this 1 out of 3 that ended up with such strong measures or high measures of resilience? Guess what they found out? This 1 out of 3 had 2 unmistakable characteristics. Number 1, they had a set of trained skills, so a set of learned skills that they learned along the way. That is 1. Number 2, which is very, very important, is that these children had the presence of a stable, supportive adult in their lives. At least 1 stable, supportive adult in their lives. Friends, that's all it takes.